Something strange is going on in Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh Steelers are at risk of losing one of their best players on the defensive side of the ball. My name is Peyton Kleppe, and on today's episode of Steelers Digest, we'll be diving in to the latest Pittsburgh Steelers reports and rumors regarding our Pittsburgh Steelers team. We are at risk of losing our best player on defense, but before we get into the latest news, if you guys are not currently subscribed already, click that subscribe button down below. Only 9% of our current viewers are currently subscribed at the moment. So if you click that subscribe button, we're going to get you guys the latest Pittsburgh Steelers analysis, free agent signings, trade rumors, anything Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to get a video out to you daily. Let's get right into the news. We have some sad news about our defensive star, TJ Watt. Let's get right into the news. So like I said, we have some pretty unsettling news about our star player, TJ Watt, our Hall of Fame, cornerstone piece to our defense, TJ Watt. TJ Watt has confirmed that he is not happy with his contract negotiations by posting this picture on his Instagram story today. It could allude to saying peace out. It could be alluding to 2 more Super Bowls. It could be alluding to, 2 more years. Fans are really left in the dust as TJ just posted this with no caption and nothing to follow up. So obviously us Steelers fans, we've had our tough share of moments this offseason between, all these different quarterbacks that have been rumored to come to our team, as well as, we have not got our contracts done with TJ Watt or George Pickens. And although these guys are under contract for next year, their deals definitely do expire after this next year. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are at risk of trading these guys. As we get closer to the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers might want to move up in the draft, and we really don't have too many pieces to trade other than TJ. TJ Watt is our cornerstone piece on defense. This guy has produced every single year he's been in the league. He won Defensive Player in 2021, and he's only gotten pretty much better, except last year where he had a down season. He only had 11.5 sacks, and, he didn't even play the full season. I believe he missed a few games at the end of the season, and when he did come back, he was kind of non-existent, which really hurt our defense. But, it was also partially due to our offense just not playing up to par too, Obviously, Omar and Mike Tomlin tried their best last year bringing in Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, but obviously those two guys were kind of a failed experiment at quarterback. They're both in New York on different teams now, so obviously our offense wasn't that great, and that left TJ Watt on the field 90% of the snaps. TJ Watt is obviously a great player, but you can't have him play every single down of a game and expect him to not be tired. Obviously this guy's a great player, but he can't play every single snap. TJ Watt, he's only been a leader on our team. Like I said, he won Defensive Player in the Year. He almost broke the sack record, debatably did, in 2021 with 22.5 sacks. And, he followed that up with a year where he only had around 7 or 8 sacks due to injury and missing half the year. And then following that year, in 2023, he had 19 sacks and led the league in sacks for the 3rd time in his career. He's the only player in NFL history to lead the NFL in sacks 3 times. And it would be really sad to see TJ go. Honestly, in my opinion, I would hate to see TJ go, especially over a money issue. This guy has produced every single year for our Pittsburgh Steelers. If we look at our record without him, we're only like 2-13. It's crazy. And, like I said, this guy has put his body, this guy has been a leader in our defense on the line. He's done all of this stuff. And, it just sucks. It sucks for us Steelers fans to see a guy like this be so unhappy. I think as Omar and Mike Tomlin, what they should be doing right now is, pampering this guy, giving him everything he needs, give him a blank paycheck, whatever. I don't care. Just keep him in Pittsburgh. We're going to need him for our next run. The only thing is he is 30 years old. So if the Steelers do think that this is an age factor or it is an age to money factor, that they just aren't willing to pay a guy that old, it would be smart in the long run. If we're thinking about longevity, we could look to trade him, maybe trade up, get one of those top picks, try to get one of those quarterbacks, or if not, get Abdul Carter. But obviously, if we get this guy and we trade him, our team is going to be hurting a lot on defense. We do have some depth pieces behind him, but they're not going to play to the level of TJ Watt. Nick Herbig's Nick Herbig. He's a great pass rusher that does back up TJ Watt, but he's obviously not on that talent level. He is not TJ Watt. So if we do trade him, we'd have to make some other moves. Regarding the outside linebacker position, we do have Highsmith, but like I said, he is not on the same level as TJ Watt. He is not that game-wrecking, game-changing talent. Other than Myles Garrett, TJ Watt has been the most dominant defender in the NFL for the past 5-6 years. Other than Aaron Donald, I really don't think there's anybody more dominant than TJ Watt. Other than sacks, this guy still also will have picks. He has a ton of tackles for loss, and he just brings that demeanor on defense, and he's also a great leader in the locker room. Only professional on and off the football field. Earlier on in the year, Myles Garrett threw some shade at TJ Watt, and he said that I'm the best pass rusher. I'm the best defensive player in the league. And you know what TJ Watt did? He took that high road, and he said, hey, you know what? He has been playing great. And, I can't really talk for myself. So, TJ Watt's a man of class. He's never once really done anything crazy off the field. So that does add into his contract talks. Obviously, guys that are more professional tend to get better contracts and tend to get them on time. Whereas guys like Le'Veon Bell and some other guys, they really aren't in priority because of their off-field issues. But obviously, TJ Watt has had none of them. And, hopefully we can get this contract done, but we'll have to wait and see. The market at pass rusher kind of got screwed up when Max Crosby signed his deal earlier in the season. He got a ton of money guaranteed over a few different years. I think it was only 3 or 4 years, and that totally blew up the pass rushing market. That was something we really didn't want to see because obviously it affects everybody else in the pass rush market. Obviously, Myles Garrett, he threw a little pout and fit and got his money, and that hurt it even more. That dude's getting paid a ton of money, and there's still guys like Trey Hendrickson and TJ Watt that still need to get signed in contract talks. But obviously the pass rush market has been skewed due to guys like Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. So it really remains to be seen what TJ Watt and Hendrickson will get paid. Like I said, Watt is under contract for this last year, but posting this cryptic tweet with the peace sign definitely brings some questions up, whether or not this means that the Steelers may trade him on draft night or if they may try to get rid of him before the season for some future assets, whether that is a quarterback, whether that is a receiver, whether that is defensive lineman. I do not know. There really has not been any clarification behind this post yet. I believe in the next couple days, next couple weeks, we will see what the result will be, whether or not the Steelers will trade or sign TJ Watt, meet his contract demands. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. That is all I have for you guys tonight on Steelers Digest. Thank you so much. If you guys have not currently subscribed already, click that subscribe button. Peace out. Here we go, Steelers.